great debate that will never happen. Prize fighters. Well, we got one good person who knows a lot about fighting and fighters. And I'm going to start this off here with the great Dana White.
You want to talk about a fighter? This is the most resilient human being I've ever met. If you see the shit this guy's going through publicly every day, and I'll call him on the phone as a friend and be like, hey, you good? How you doing? Unfazed. Like nothing's going on. Look at all the stuff that's gone on with Trump, all the bad stuff that they say. They're trying to attack him. They're trying to ruin him. Unfazed.
That guy's going to be walking through fire.
He does not get rattled. He will walk through fire. He's an absolute savage.
What happens after Donald Trump wins? What's next for America? The economy booms. American energy is unleashed and an end to crushing taxes. The border is closed and the largest deportation in history is underway. No more wars as we focus on home. Law and order is restored. The American dream is back and the best is yet to come. Make America great again.
For more than 150 years, the NRA has been defined by men and women like...
I'll get back to this here. There's just a little bit of the libertarian thing that I want to play where Trump talks about the Libertarian Party. And it's all about Kennedy, obviously. There's like a 2 or 3 minute clip where Trump is at this NRA meeting speaking and just random, just out of nowhere, at least when I was watching it, out of nowhere, he starts going after RFK Jr. again, going after him in a way that is completely opposite to how Trump was treating Kennedy just last summer, just a year ago. Back in June of 2023, Trump was calling Kennedy a common sense guy. Now Trump sees Kennedy as a radical liberal. Kennedy's views have not changed at all since that time, since last year around this same time, the summer of 2023. Kennedy's views have not changed. It's the same views, but yet now Trump is going after him. And you can obviously tell why, because Trump is recognizing that Kennedy is a threat, a viable presidential candidate, someone who can actually win. They keep saying he's just going to spoil it. Kennedy can spoil it, but Kennedy can win too. He may spoil it. He may end up being a spoiler, but he may end up actually winning too. And the numbers we'll see. We'll see how the voter fraud is. We'll see what happens on November 5th, 2024. And we'll see who the real spoiler is. We'll see who the winners, we'll see who the two losers are. And we'll go from there. So hopefully we don't have another repeat of what happened in 2020, because it was a mess. It was a sham. And it's hard to believe that we're going to have something like what happened in 2020 just because we don't have the COVID scenario in here. There could be something else. There could be something worse than COVID that happens. But barring that, I think we're going to get a pretty good, entertaining run here. However you want to look at it. And if you believe the elections are rigged and all that stuff, then it should just be pure entertainment for you. That's all it is. It'll be like the people who know wrestling is fake, professional wrestling is fake, right? They call it fake, whatever you want to call it. It's not the right word, but they know that it's rigged. Professional wrestling is scripted. They know who the winners are before they step in the ring. They know who's going to win. They know who's going to lose. They know how it's going to go down, the story that they're going to tell. In professional wrestling, they know all of this stuff. Even the best fighters know this. And there's even been theories, and we've seen the reports about things being rigged in boxing too. But if you're just looking at it like that, if you're looking at politics, if you're looking at the U.S. presidential election as professional wrestling, then just enjoy it for what it is, the entertainment value. that we have that is going to happen, that's going to continue to happen, because it's going to be very entertaining no matter what. But for us to believe that it is real, and the votes count, or should count, or at one point did count, and have a good chance of actually counting, it is a little bit more serious. We will be watching and waiting and paying attention. So let me see if I can skip a little bit ahead in this speech, because I just want to get to the part where he mentions the NRA. It's probably about a minute, 2 minutes in or so.
Talked to them because they said, where the hell did this come from? Probably a little bit more. Any votes, we have to make sure we win very soon with the Libertarian. Very soon.
So Trump is talking about
meeting. I don't know if you read.
And Trump is talking, he's going to begin to talk about that he is going to be speaking at the Libertarian Party National Convention. Now, that is very, very close. That is Saturday. I think Kennedy is speaking on the 24th, Friday, and Trump is speaking on Saturday. I'm curious to see how the Libertarian Party, the people in the audience, how they react to both of them, especially if Trump starts going after Kennedy. I'm very curious to see how the libertarians in the audience react, if they react, or if they just, are there going to be boos? What I'm going to be looking for and listening for are the boos. When Kennedy calls out Trump, they're going to be cheers, they're going to be boos. When Trump calls out Kennedy, going to be cheers, or they're going to be boos. Is Kennedy's speech that happens on Friday, May 24th, I believe May 24th, if Kennedy's speech, is he going to say something in that speech that is going to convince President Trump that the following day, on Saturday, this coming Saturday, that Trump will do an impromptu debate, a discussion, a sit down with both of these two gentlemen there in the same time at the same place? It'll be interesting to see how this goes down at the Libertarian Convention. I believe this is going to be the debate that never happens, that does not happen. I'll be shocked if it does happen. I'd love to see it happen. I'm sure everybody, the world, will be watching, will replay, will rewatch it. If it does happen, it'll be the talk of the town. It'll overshadow all of Trump's court cases. It'll overshadow all of the bad propaganda. It'll even overshadow all of the bad stuff that Biden is doing. So maybe there's some good, there's some bad, there's some ugly here of why you would do it and why maybe you wouldn't do it. But whatever Trump does, I think he's going to make the best decision for him, for his voters, for his campaign. Kennedy is doing the same thing. We know, I don't believe Biden is anywhere close to that. Biden is doing what is best for Biden. Biden is hiding. He ain't riding. We'll see what happens with that. So let me play a little bit of this about what Trump is going to say about this coming weekend.
But I'm meeting next week, very soon, with the Libertarians, because largely they have so much of what we have. They're also people of common sense, generally speaking. They have a couple of things that are a little different, but we have to join with them because they get their 3% every year, no matter who's running. And we have to get that 3% because we can't take a chance on Joe Biden winning. He's the worst president in the history of our country by far. We can't have it. But RFK Jr. says bad things. He calls you a terrorist group, and I call you the backbone of America. That's a big difference, wouldn't you say?
I'm going to be shocked. I think what's going to happen is RFK Jr. is going to get up on stage and he's going to address some of these things to get people to recognize that he may have said some bad things about the NRA in the past, but those are not his views now. Just like how he's changed his mind on other topics. RFK Jr. did a great tweet, if you would call it that, about, I want to say, on the 9th. Yeah, RFK Jr. made a tweet on May 9th, 2024, and this is what he says. I'm just going to read it here, so I don't have to go back and find it. But you can find this tweet that he says here. A wonderful thing about running for president is that every idiotic thing you've ever said surfaces on the internet for you to look at. A video is making the rounds of me saying in 2005 that red states have a higher murder rate than blue states, more teen pregnancies, etc. While it may have been technically accurate, that kind of polarizing rhetoric, the red-blue blame game, is the last thing our country needs today. Whoever is to blame for gun violence or teen pregnancy, it isn't the Republicans or the Democrats. It is both, and it is neither. Our problems arise from a deeper source than mere party differences, and the solutions must draw on a deeper source as well. I cringe when I revisit my days as a partisan warrior. This is Kennedy speaking just a few days ago on Twitter. Later, and especially through COVID, I came to realize that both left and right subscribe to unconscious orthodoxies that freeze our country in a holding pattern, actually a downward spiral. We are addicted to blame. It's tempting to score political points that way, but we have to move beyond that and see, even in our opponents, a genuine desire to heal this nation so that all can thrive. Now, as of yesterday, this is a post, Kennedy's post on Twitter on May 9th. As of yesterday, May 20th, that had 1.5 million views on Twitter. Getting a lot of good views, making the rounds there. So that is that. The debate that will probably never happen, unfortunately. Just too bad, because I believe it would be a great one. Got a few other things to play. Kennedy has some new videos out here as well. He's got 4 new videos. They're all really good. I am been trying to chop up this long interview. This was originally this Sunday, a 12-minute interview, 13-minute interview maybe. I got most of it, and I want to try to break that up into small little clips for later on. But I'm going to play this. This is about 3 minutes and 48 seconds. And I will unmute it. But first, got to give it that like. Oh. Got to unmute it.
So your reaction to you not being offered this position, have you heard from the campaigns or from CNN or ABC to ask your plausibility of being on that debate stage?
We are in discussions with CNN. CNN published a list of criteria, 4 criteria for candidates getting in the debate, and we have shown CNN that we meet all of those criteria, and that President Trump and President Biden cannot meet those criteria. The key is
I want to pause before he says the key here. This is very important what Kennedy is about to say, but we have to remember that it is Joe Biden who said that he does not want any third-party candidates in any debates that he's part of. It's not Trump that said that. Trump didn't say that. It is Joe Biden that said that. And Trump even has a nice tweet. A nice retruth. I'll try to find that too.
Every candidate has to be on the ballots in enough states to get 270 electoral votes by June 20th. And we will qualify for that. President Trump and President Biden cannot qualify for that because they don't have any electoral votes at this time. They are presumptive nominees for their party, but they themselves are not on the ballot. I will be the only one on the ballot. The other criterion is 4 polls that have me at 15% national polls, and they listed the polling firms that they would take those polls from, and we've given them 5 national polls that show me, including the CNN poll, the most recent CNN poll that has me at 15%. The Harvard-Harris poll, the Monmouth poll, the Quinnipiac poll, that all have me at 15% or more. So I qualify for the debates. They have now made a public offer. We consider that a contract, and we're in discussion with CNN now.
So why do you have this sure assurance that you think you'll be eligible for the 270 electoral votes by June 20th? Do you think you'll get those votes by June 20th?
Yeah, we'll be on the ballot. We already have. We have enough signatures today for 201 electoral votes. By the end of the month, we'll be at 340.
Okay. Why do you think they're keeping you off the debate stage then, sir?
I think they don't want to talk about the issues that neither President Trump or President Biden are comfortable talking about. These two presidents ran up the biggest deficit in history. That's now driving the inflationary cycle in this country. President Trump, in 4 short years, ran up $8 trillion in debt. It's more debt, more money spent than every president combined from George Washington to George W. Bush. And President Biden is rushing to keep up with them. The two of them shut down our country, shut down 3.3 million businesses with no due process, no just compensation, no scientific citation. They're the ones who are feeding the toxic polarization that is tearing our country apart. Both of these candidates say that they want to end the polarization, but they have no way to do that. They're actually feeding into it. They are the product of that polarization. If we're going to save our country, we need to start looking at each other as Americans again.
Yeah.
And stop hating on each other. Both of these candidates have fed this, the forever wars. President Trump said that he was going to end them, but then, he again supported last week $663 billion more to Ukraine. So all of these issues are issues that neither of them want to talk about, and I'm going to make them talk about it, and they're not going to want to do that.
Very good. So there is Kennedy talking about it. Love when he's talking. Anytime that he's talking, I love when he's talking. So I did find what I wanted to share. Donald Trump talking on Truth Social. This is from May 16th, 2024. And here's what Trump said. Again, May 16th. Crooked Joe Biden does not want RFK Jr. in the debates because Jr. is far left him, and they would be debating over the same territory, like ridiculous open borders, the Green New Scam, both of which are killing our country. He's also sharper and far more intelligent than Joe, all making for a bad combination of ingredients. I don't care if Jr. joins the debates, but right now his polling numbers are very low. He is not properly qualified in the states, and he seems to be on a downward path. Jr. needs more than his name to get on the stage. So this is very similar to what Trump has said, what he said at the NRA convention. And he says he's open to it, but then we go and we look at Biden's demands, like a terrorist making demands. And one of those says they don't want any third-party candidates on the stage. So I don't believe that a debate with Biden, Trump, and Kennedy will happen. I'd love to see it happen. I hope it does happen. I hope that the commissions or whoever is running these debates can put pressure to get Biden to change his mind on that. But then I also found this other one that Trump did from just a few days ago. This is a pretty good one where Trump says that he agreed to 4 debates. And I think that is a powerful post that he had here, especially knowing that the Biden administration is saying they've only agreed to 2. So let me go ahead and pull that up. If I can find it, of course. Here it is. Okay, here's what Trump says here. I have accepted, and this is from May 17th, so one day later, just likely true. I have accepted a 4th presidential debate against Crooked Joe Biden, this time with NBC and Telemundo. This is the one that we found out that Biden dropped out of or didn't want any part of. Trump continues on. It is important as Republicans that we win with our great Hispanic community, who Biden has devastated with crippling inflation, high gas prices, crime in our streets, and border chaos. This 4th debate will go along with our previously accepted presidential debates on CNN, ABC, and Fox. So one of the stipulations, I believe, that Biden said it was they didn't want to do anything on Fox. Well, guess what? If Biden doesn't want to do anything with Fox or with Telemundo and NBC, guess who can fit that bill? Guess who can slide right in RFK Jr., no doubt. Trump continues on. This is all in addition to our accepting an invitation from Brett Baier and Martha McCallum of Fox News to host the vice presidential debate at Virginia University or another venue in Virginia to be named later. These are the debates that voters have been asking for, and these are the debates that voters will get. So we'll see. RFK Jr. has a recent post here too. Look at this one. This came from, it originally came from Elon Musk on the 20th, which was yesterday. You should be in the debate. And RFK Jr. asks, will you host one? Wouldn't that be something? Let's do a Twitter Spaces debate. I'm sure Elon would, or get a moderator there. Tucker Carlson can figure it out. So there is another one. If I can find it, he's got a really cool channel here. Here's a good one. We'll have more than enough signatures to get more than 270 electoral votes. The ironic thing is that President Biden and President Trump won't be on the ballots anywhere. So CNN is in a jam now because they made a public offer. Boom. See if I can find, there's something else, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it now. That's okay. That's what I wanted to look for. I guess, okay, here's a good one. 71% in poll want RFK Jr. Third parties in debates. The Hill. The Hill did a good cover on that. I may go find that video here. That's a good video. RFK Jr. says, and this is from May 20th, I look forward to holding Presidents Biden and Trump accountable for their records at CNN debate in Atlanta, June 27th, to give Americans the debate they deserve. So he is really pushing. It seems like he really wants to be in these debates, and he feels like he should. And you know what? I think the American people want it too. I think he's right. I think he's right when he says the American people want to see him in these debates. Why would we not? Is he deserving? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I hate when people ask questions and then answer their own question, which is what I just did. So let's go look at what is happening with the Libertarian Party, because I am a little confused, a little concerned, and I am also a little intrigued by what we see here. Become ungovernable. I mean, this is their slogan here. Become ungovernable by voting in a government election. It just seems very two-faced is not the right word, but you know what I mean. It's stupid. All right. So he says, in order to attend President Trump's speech at the convention, you must first register. Speakers. Let's view the speakers, because this is one day away. This begins tomorrow. Or tomorrow? That was the 23rd. Yeah, so it begins in 2 days. Okay. A little bit over 2 days. 1 day, 10 hours, to be exact. We're taking our defiance to D.C. President Trump to address the convention. Where's the RFK to address the convention? We got musical guests. They got all this. The convention speakers. Where the hell is RFK? Why is he not on this front page here? So I was a little confused by that. Let's go view the speakers. Is RFK Jr. there? Nope. Click on the speakers and nothing happens right now, but it should take us to these guest speakers. Nothing's happening there. So, okay, great. Here's the convention speakers, people we never heard of, nobody gives a crap about. Let's go look at the schedule here. This is their event schedule. Thursday. More people I've never heard of. What's happening on Friday? Friday. Robert F. Kennedy speaking at 3:30. It's always best when he speaks later, by the way, because of the voice issue. He has made it clear that his voice is always better later in the day. Let's put it like that. This is why he would do fine at a State of the Union speech or anything like that. He will be speaking between 3:30 and 4:30 at the Columbia Ballroom. Security check required. Damn right. Better be. It better be. And they got all this other stuff going on nobody cares about. Vivek debate. They have a Vivek debate. That'll be interesting from 8 to 9:30. This is all in the Columbia Ballroom, and then a little comedy night after that. So that is what's happening. Enemies of the States dance party. Yeah, these guys are too much. Then Saturday, the next day, got all this other stuff no one cares about. A presidential debate. Presidential debate. So this is the sketch. This is the this must be for the Libertarian Party candidates debating, right? Not President Trump and RFK Jr. That'd be awesome if it was, but I doubt it. And then Trump gets 2 hours. So Kennedy gets 1 hour. Trump gets 2 hours here to speak at the Columbia Ballroom. Security check required. Damn straight. Better be. And then they do an emo karaoke and dance party. I just can't get with the Libertarian Party. I'm sorry. I just can't get with it. It's just me. Presidential gala. That'll be happening on Sunday. And then they got something going on Monday, the post-convention meeting and closing reception. So there it is. I don't see anything else about Kennedy or this debate or anything that's going to happen. I'm clicking on these links. They're not working. That could be my site settings too. That's always possible. But aside from that, I don't know what's going on. So there it is. That's become ungovernable with the Libertarian Party. I don't know what else to say about that. I think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking about the Libertarian Party after this. Just whatever is all I can say. Let me see if there's anything happening in Trump's world here in the Trump, DonaldJTrump.com in the news section. There's a few new things here from the man himself. Lots of good stuff. Gun owners for Trump. State. He's going to visit the Bronx. I think that is Thursday. Okay. So Thursday he'll be in the Bronx. I think RSBN News is going to cover that. So check out RSBN for that. That should be good. They're always good. Don't know why it's not going back to the news. Let me just refresh this. So spoiled here in the USA. So those libertarians. Let me get rid of that. I just want to go back to the news. Ugh, whatever. All right. That's about all there is there. I'll let that load. Who knows how long that'll take. And I will go back and see if there is anything else to be covered or else. This is cool. Let me see if Trump has anything else here on Truth Social. He's always got something going on. Let's see what the most recent thing is. Oh, here we go. Here's another poll. Oh, look at this. Presidential election. Poly market. Trump 55, Biden 39, and RFK at 2%. There's got to be something skewed there. I ain't buying that. Crowd outside Trump Tower waiting for President Trump to come home from the fake Biden trial show. 10 seconds. Pretty good crowd there. Oops. What else we got here? Okay, he's endorsing. You know, I need to get back into the primaries. The primaries are probably going on right now. Let me go actually check on the election primaries. I had this whole section of the book where I was going to be looking at the election primaries. I may have dropped the ball on that. There were two others, 3 in May, I don't think I did any in May, so I got some work to do. I think the last one I did was in April. So we have this is I totally forgot about this because it's over, so it's not anything special here, but we know it's over. So we can look at May 7th, Indiana. Guess who won there? Maryland, Nebraska, North Carolina, West Virginia, and today actually. Well, okay, I didn't know there are some two primaries today: Kentucky and Oregon. All righty, there we go. And then we got Jersey coming up. So Jersey, this looks like June 4th. Lots of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Okay, and then the convention in July. So we got a few of these coming up here. What else? Yeah, Idaho and today Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Oregon. Then in June, DC. I really dropped the ball on this, but I do want to document all of those. So I got a little homework to do. A little more homework to do. And Trump is just dominating once again. He mentioned that he has dominated in record time with record numbers, and I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. We're going to see some record things happening. Record-setting things, and Trump is all about setting these records. It's just a fact of life. That's all it is. It is a clear fact of life. Good way to probably end this is with some more RFK Jr. Let's see what we can get here. See if there is a video section. Let's play a few.
I'm the first candidate in history that has requested Secret Service protection since my dad's death, which is when they gave it to everybody. They have to give it to you 120 days out. They've given it to 44 candidates, basically everybody. 200 days, 300 days. I think Obama got it 541 days out. Jesse Jackson, people with a tiny fraction of my polling. I'm the first one that they've ever denied it to. That's
and did they ever give you a reason?
No. I assume that it's a political decision. I know the Secret Service told them that I was at elevated risk. There was a 68-page report that was documenting all the death threats. The people who 4 people have broken into my house since I declared one of them, a mentally ill person who got to the second floor when my family was home.
So this is all being funded by you personally then? All your security is from you?
Yeah, it's being funded by my campaign, but it's a lot of money. It's like $1 million a month. And you asked me why.
$1 million a month?
Yeah.
Wow. That's good. This is good.
Let me tell you who I'm not independent of. I'm not independent of you, and I don't want to be. When I'm president, you, the people, are going to be my boss. What we need to do is to complete the 27 gaps in the wall, and we need to reinstate the Migrant Protection Act that requires people with asylum claims to remain in Mexico. If I have not significantly dropped the level of chronic disease in our children by the end of my first term, I do not want you to reelect me. My first day in office, I'm going to issue an executive order saying that if you're a federal employee and you lie to the public, you lose your job. And I'm going to stop the federal government from lying to us. The central fulcrum of the American dream was that if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, you could finance a home, you could raise a family on one job. And because of these giant corporations, we go from being citizens to being subjects. I'm not going to let that happen to our country.
Amen. It's all playing out. It's all
been paid for by Team Kennedy.
It's all playing out like a big movie here. It's amazing. It's amazing. I haven't heard this one, the pollution one. Let me play this one. It's a good way to end this here.
People would ask me, what's the most important solution, most effective solution to environmental pollution? And I always said the same thing. It's a free market, true free market capitalism. A true free market promotes efficiency. And efficiency means the elimination of waste. And pollution is waste. A true free market would require us to properly value our natural resources. And it's the undervaluation of those resources that causes us to use them wastefully or recklessly. In a true free market, you can't make yourself rich without making your neighbors rich and without enriching your community. What polluters do is they make themselves rich by making everybody else poor. And what I did as an environmental advocate, I really always considered myself a free marketeer, that I was going out into the marketplace to catch the cheaters and to bring them to court and say to them, we're going to force you to internalize your costs the same way that you internalize your profits. Because as long as somebody can externalize those costs, it distorts the marketplace. And none of us gets the advantages of the efficiency, the prosperity, and the democracy that true free market capitalism offers our country.
Good stuff there. Okay, I did see one other thing, actually. I was going to end this, but I did see some other thing that just actually came across my phone, too. This came out 5 hours ago. This was posted 5 hours ago by President Trump. But check this out. Wow, I just came out of the Biden witch hunt trial in Manhattan, the iceberg, and was shown reports that crooked Joe Biden's DOJ, in their illegal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago, authorized the FBI to use deadly lethal force. Now we know for sure that Joe Biden is a serious threat to democracy. He is mentally unfit to hold office. 25th Amendment. That's huge news. That's big. I'm curious to hear more on that one. We have one presidential candidate that Biden authorized the use of deadly force on, who happens to be a past president. Then we have another presidential candidate that Biden will not give Secret Service protection to, who his family has a history of being murdered. And even this presidential candidate, RFK Jr., has a history just within the last year or so of people breaking into his house and crazy stuff happening. This is craziness. Trump is absolutely right. Absolutely right there. All right. Just remember, everyone, God loves you. Jesus Christ be with you all. Until next time.